Hey, Pittsburgh. If you like walking or running and you love wine, then you don't want to miss the 5K Run Walk at Stone Villa Winery on April 27th. This event is open to all ages, and those over 21 will get a souvenir wine glass and pour of wine on race day. Plus, you'll be supporting the Nicholas Ritchell Foundation, which grants wishes to young adults and their families battling cancer. Sign up at wine5k.com/citycast and use the code CITY, that's CITY, to get 15% off the registration cost this week only. Rain or shine, there will be wine on April 27th. Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, there is a store in Pittsburgh that's causing conflict in couples.
I don't like it because I think it promotes useless consumerism, and it's stuff we don't need usually.
This is the most environmentally friendly, anti-consumerist website out there. I have not saved any money. I have lost $750 on things I don't need.
Today, we dig into the discount warehouses known as Mac.Bid. It's Monday, March 18th. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. I'm with CityCast producer Elizabeth Kama, here with another true Elizabeth special. This is incredible.
Hi, Megan.
You're so excited. You're here to tell us about something that has brought you tremendous joy like nothing else this last month.
Yes, a deal, or more accurately, many deals. There's this business called Mac.Bid that has a series of warehouses in Pittsburgh full of beautiful, sometimes high-end, discounted stuff.
It is so much stuff. I have been looking at this website for a while. I am so excited you finally dug into it.
Yes. And it's not just like affordable. It's like a downright steal, like a show-stopping $2,000 bed frame going for just $61, a $750 vacuum for $2, power tools, fine art. And then you bid on it to buy it at like a fraction of what you would have to pay retail. You heard executive producer Mary Lee Williams and her husband Armin Sammy talking about it in the intro.
Yeah, more like arguing about it, but yeah. You and I feel like have been talking about this. I mean, really our whole team for a while now. Let's tell the people, what is this business? What is Mac.Bid?
So this is where it gets really interesting. Mac.Bid is a liquidator.
Yeah, it's not like a true store.
No. They basically when companies produce too much stuff, not all of it sells, some of it sells and then it gets returned. Liquidators like Mac.Bid basically pay for some of this stuff at like a huge discount and then put it up for auction. So even if you only pay like $2 for that $700 vacuum or whatever, they are making a profit.
Which tracks. Like there are a lot of liquidators I feel like a lot of us are really used to, like a TJ Maxx, a Marshalls, a Ross, even some of the like dollar bin ones where it's like, yeah, there's still tags on it. You can tell that it's brand new.
Yeah, TJ Maxx is a great example of this from like an overstock perspective. Like when designers make too much of something, they give it to TJ Maxx to sell. But Mac.Bid isn't buying overstock. They are buying people's returned products.
Oh, it's all return. I don't think I realized that.
Yeah, it's all something that someone bought, said, not for me, and returned.
I think this whole trend of like buying liquidated items is so interesting. And apparently it's a huge trend. The National Retail Federation talked about this to Marketplace. That's a show you can usually hear on NPR. They said in 2022, Americans returned about $800 billion worth of merchandise in that 1 year alone. Can you just imagine like how much stuff that is and like what the process, like the logistical process of getting the returns back must be? Like it's so wasteful. It's so costly.
When I first read that, I was like, no, they must mean million. No, billion with a B.
$800 billion on returns just in a single year. And so they end up in places like Mac.Bid. So like, you know, if I buy a door from Home Depot and I don't like it, so I return it, then maybe Home Depot sells them my door because it's not worth it to them, I guess, always to resell it.
Yeah, but like on a way bigger scale. They aren't just buying like your door. They're buying like all of the people's doors. Like truckloads of pallets of different kinds of return products at like a huge discount. Then they flip that for a profit. And from the reporting I've seen, liquidators are popping up across the country as a business model. Mac.Bid is just our local version of this larger business trend.
So let's walk the people through how it actually works. I have scrolled the website so many times. I have never actually successfully gotten anything. I know it's an online auction, like auction house kind of, but it also has warehouse locations in Pittsburgh, which I think makes it kind of unique.
Yeah, so it has locations in Robinson, Butler, Monroeville, and Pittsburgh Mills Mall. But it also has like 13 other locations in PA and Ohio, so everywhere. But it's not like a normal store where you can like go in, pick up an item, go to the register, check out, make weird small talk. These warehouses serve as like a place for folks to inspect the items before they bid for them online. And since these are returned items, there can be things that are like wrong with them.
Like unusably wrong or like normal wrong?
Yes. The answer to that is both and also yes.
I asked because, like, for example, I got an air fryer once from a store like this. From my parents, it didn't actually fry anything. They also got me a cold coffee maker once, but we could never find the instructions for it, nor could we Google them. I'm not sure the company that made it was real. So, you know, I could pick up 7,000 dinner napkins for $3 at that same store if I wanted to, but the appliances were a really big question mark.
Yes, in like 5 minutes on Mac.Bid, I found a massage chair that like does not massage you, and a couch that was like only selling the cushion parts. Armin told Marilee about some of the quirks, the products that he spent their money on. Remember, he said he spent about $750 so far.
So you haven't saved money on this. Why haven't you saved money?
I got a stroller for a friend who had a baby. It's a $200 stroller. I got it for $50.
Great.
Tested it out, worked perfectly. Issue was it was the wrong color, so it was returned. Saved $150 there.
That's great. What about the other stuff?
I bought 2 folding bikes,
Yeah.
which I used several times. They came a little broken, but I can fix a bike. They work nicely. I wouldn't have bought them at full price, $500, but for the $100 I got them for, that's a $100 folding bike. Both were broken, but for like $30, I was able to fix both of them. So now I got 2 folding bikes for $200 plus $30 in repairs. It was a $1,000 deal for $230. That's not bad.
Yeah, but still, like, you had to spend time fixing them. Quality product.
Look, it was returned for a reason.
Okay, you said $750.
Yeah, I bought a toaster air fryer combo. We needed a new toaster. Instead, we got something way nicer.
And does the toaster air fryer work well?
It was squished in shipping, so it's wider than it should be, and the shelves inside fall in the middle of the toast cycle because it expands and then the shelves fall. But if you don't mind that problem, it's a real nice toaster / air fryer / convection oven.
I mean, at least his toaster does work. But to be fair, I mean, I think the interesting thing about some of these stores is that there is a mechanism for you to test or inspect these products before you purchase them to make sure that they are still worth buying.
Yes, and Mac.Bid does that too, depending on how it categorizes them.
Ooh, suspense. This one's for my parents out there. If you've got a kiddo ready for grades 9 through 12, City Charter High School is looking for you. They're hosting a new admissions open house on March 23rd from 10 a.m. to noon, where parents and prospective students can tour the school, check out classrooms, talk with teachers and student ambassadors, and apply, all right there in person. City High has been educating in the heart of downtown for over 20 years. Weekly schedules run Tuesday to Friday, year-round, and educators stay with the same students all 4 years. Plus, there's no tuition. All City High graduates complete college and career planning classes, a 13-week mentored internship, and get real-world experience with research, writing, problem solving, and decision making. And I kind of wish I'd learned this part sooner, even the art of presentation. If you want your youngin' to finish 12th grade with a resume, job training, and networking experience, consider City Charter High School. Visit cityhigh.org for more information or to apply today.
So depending on how Mac.Bid categorizes its products, customers can actually make sure that they're good before purchasing them.
So categories, walk me through them.
So it classifies items into 3 categories. The first is like new, which is like exactly what it sounds like. The second is an open box, which means the return was opened. They aren't sure if it was damaged. They don't really know. Open box. The last category is damaged. If you're bidding on an object in the last 2 categories, open box and damaged, the idea is that you come into the warehouse where it is stored and inspect the object before bidding or buying.
I mean, that assumes a lot on the part of a customer that you're actually going to go do that. But I actually did sort of stumble into one of these stores. Like I'd heard about it and I knew that they existed. I just didn't think about it until I was looking over and I was like, oh my gosh, it's real. That's the one. It was the one in Butler. And I went inside and talked to the worker there. They were getting people scanned into the app and directing them to their objects. Like you couldn't go past a certain point unless you like had the app and were doing the thing. But it was kind of weird, like a lot of things in boxes. The space itself was very cavernous. The vibes were very chaotic. But it was so busy. Like there were people coming in and out of there at a fast clip. Like it was kind of hard to have like a conversation with this person. And the parking lot was packed. Like this was a very old like shopping center, not in its prime at all. But people were coming in and out of there constantly and like actively loading things in and out of their cars. I was shocked at how busy it was.
The Mac.Bid effect.
Apparently.
I love how Armin described it.
It's like a dollar store with only one employee where like nobody's taking care of the shelving because everyone's stuck at checkout. So everything's kind of everywhere. So you have to dig for a while, even if you have the exact location. You have to dig to find your specific item. But you put it all in the cart, and then when you're checking out, they just make sure you didn't take anything that wasn't yours.
Yes, that is exactly what I feel like I witnessed. But I didn't realize that you could not inspect the objects that were labeled like new. Like I thought you could inspect everything.
Yeah, so like they don't do refunds for their damaged or open box items because they have this inspection thing, but you can get a full refund if you buy an item that is categorized as like new and it is damaged. You just have to flag it before you leave the store when you pick it up. But like when I say leave the store, I mean like 1 square foot outside that store, you cannot get a refund.
Yeah, they were really being like active about warning people, like do not leave unless you are fully prepared. So those are the best pro tips I feel like we've gotten so far. Open box and damaged. Look before you bid. Like new, you can bid and win and still look before you buy and leave. But once you leave, it's all you.
Yes, exactly.
And all this has to be done, I think, within a certain time limit, too. There are so many rules to this thing.
There are so many rules, but if you want a good deal, you just have to play their game. But you have to pick it up within 3 days of winning their online auction, or else it is considered abandoned and you lose all of your money.
Oh, it charges you anyway?
Yes.
Of course it does. This is why it's probably a good thing I have never actually won a bid. I would for sure mess this up.
Well, like, to be fair, this is where a lot of people mess it up. Like if you don't inspect the item, you could buy something that doesn't work. And if you don't pick it up in time, you could lose it and your money. You can technically get more than 3 days, but you have to request that they hold it until the next Friday.
The next Friday. So there's a day of the week element to this too.
There are so many elements. You are dancing with the devil and you need to read that fine print. Because if you bid on an item further than you're willing to drive to, you will have to pay to get it either transferred to a closer store, or if it's a smaller item, you can pay to get it mailed. Some items, they will transfer for you. They list it on the individual product.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
But like as a rule, you do have to pay for that. And they don't say how much that would cost. But some of the complaints I saw in the Better Business Bureau implied that those were pretty steep costs.
I can imagine. I mean, a store like this it probably has like a lot of complaints lodged against it, against people who like got confused or have been tripped up by all of this fine print. I identify with that.
Yeah, totally. It is not the most clear how this works. And to be fair, the whole gamified bidding element, like
it's addictive. Like just so the scrolling and like trying to find treasures. It's all categorized.
I know. It's like you get your adrenaline racing, bid on something that you like don't inspect. You don't have have the time the next 3 days, or like you don't have, whatever to make the hike out to get it, like I will say the Better Business Bureau page for Mac.Bid is not great. Like they have an A rating.
They have an A?
They do. They comply with the laws. Like,
okay, you don't do anything illegal, you get an A. Got it.
Yeah. But their average rating is a 3.6 because people got products that they were not happy with.
Yeah, I mean, as good as these deals are, I guess you have to be careful and also like just watch yourself on the website. It's like not the greatest user experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the best one that you personally have seen? Like something that you would legitimately like to buy?
I am moving soon, and so I just keep on being tempted by all these things like I have to buy anyway, and I think would make my life easier. Like I have to buy a vacuum, so why not buy a Roomba that's 80% off? The normal thousands it costs, or a $9 memory foam mattress. Like those things are expensive, and I'm buying them anyway. So I am just like, that is a little devil on my shoulder telling me to buy it. And if I can buy nicer versions than like what I can afford normally for less money, like, of course I'm going to do it.
I have been hella tempted by the baby stuff in particular because that stuff's so expensive and you need it for like 4 months, so then you're done.
Yeah, I can imagine. But to be fair, neither of us has actually completed a purchase.
No, this is why we had to turn to Mary Lee and Armin to share their expertise with us.
How do you identify what is a good item to bid on? Like, what are your pro tips there? If somebody's new to Mac.Bid.
So don't look for a specific brand or a very specific item. But if you just want, say, a toaster, then you can search on Mac.Bid for toasters in general, and you'll find something that fits the bill, if you're not picky about what kind of toaster you end up with. If you want a very specific brand, a specific model, probably Mac.Bid isn't going to make you happy.
So would you recommend Mac.Bid?
I love it. Even if you're not going to win an item, just go on and like see the prices. And it's not like the other scam websites where they say it's $1, but it's actually like you end up losing money. Like these are real items that people returned, and you can get really high quality things for 80-90% off.
In my opinion is I don't see a point in it, but I do get to use the combination toaster, convection, air fry, whatever our thing does. So I am reaping the benefits of Mac.Bid, even if I don't support your love of them.
I just love their dynamic there. So given all of the risks and possible rewards, Elizabeth, what do you think? Are you still going to try? Are you going to keep scrolling? Are you going to find the deal of your life?
Heck yeah. Like a deal is a deal is a deal is a deal. And I have this in my blood.
Happy bidding.
Thank you. I'll need it.
That's all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. If you're liking the show, please leave us a nice rating, a good review, A's and 5 stars only, obviously. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, wife.
Thanks, husband.